Hello, greetings. This is Gilles Mansillon. I wanted to come and say hello, to pull out a few cards to get some insight for today, and I'll discuss briefly some ideas on science and technology, space travel. For the highest wisdom for us today is limitation. For we have certain limitation. We have to accept our limitation, but not to create new ones. So we want to be free of our present day limitation. For that is really where the highest wisdom is, to understand our limitation and how to free ourselves from it. What we need to do, that's for the highest wisdom, and what we need to understand is achievement. Achievement will mean the freedom from certain limitation. What we need to do is the master guide. For our master guide, we have a master guide that is the guide of the spiritual path. But the spiritual path is the same as the material path. It is all because matter comes from spirit, and spirit, matter, eventually, when we move into matter, we have to return to spirit, and our spirit and master guide is a powerful intelligence, a force that we may or may know that master guide, but we want to tune in, we want to call on, we want to ask, we want to invoke the presence of our master guides. He will assist us in our process of growth and evolution. I want to thank my master guide, Cornelius from Chiron. I'm looking forward to seeing him. I'm planning to go visit there very soon. And so the general message for us is a life purpose, to understand what is the meaning of our life, what is the sense of our life. Meaning is understood, value is felt, but we have to discover new meaning and new values, and for that, the highest way to understand that is to understand that it is our spiritual presence that reveals the meaning, that brings clarity into our life. And so we want to tune in to that presence. We are moving through the eight portals, this great galactic portal, the Lion's Stargate, and so this happens we can create this rainbow bridge which moves above the fourth dimensional astral plane to go directly into the fifth dimension and ignite our light body. For the astral body, the astral body becomes the light body, the rainbow bridge, and so we can use that. We're going to be able to develop the general card message from the Archangel is the 7 of Gabriel for today. Defend your conviction, be confident, assert your own place. So it is important to trust your own sense of self, to trust your value, for you are the highest authority in your life. You should do not let any other outside authority become superior to your own sense of well-being, and it is the inner guidance that will lead us home. It is by following our inner, no matter what society is kind of ignorant, and so. But there is the mirrors are intelligence. There is a great deal of intelligence within all life, and so we want to move from step to step with grace and ease, and sometimes we have to move out of our comfort zone in order to achieve that which we seek. And the message from the Akash today is living or traveling. So it is a sign that it is going to be we have to be free. We have to free ourselves for this possibility. I hope this message was meaningful. If you had insight, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. I wanted to say that personally, I'm still working on removing resistance. Sometimes I don't understand the nature of the resistance. It's like I feel like I want to move forward. I mean, I'm pretty satisfied and content with each experience of where I am and who I am and all that I am. But in many sense, I feel like sometimes I have the parking brake on and I'm trying to move forward. And even when I let go of the parking brake, sometimes I'm like I want to accelerate, but then it's going fast. So we have this accelerator is love, and the brake pedal is fear. So so we have to learn to get a rhythm where we're comfortable in the ride, and so we trust that and we move forward. But it's I feel like I understand you are under control of the flow. The more love, the faster things go. The more fear, the fear will slow down and create delays. So for fears are illusions, but they'll give us a sense of rhythm in terms of. We have to overcome them and then move into a flow eventually. For they have no. But the understanding why sometimes it is very difficult to understand the nature of our resistance, to understand that if God is one, God is the force that lifts us up and inspires us to find something better, something beautiful, something true, something good. But God is also the force that will distract us and push us away, and will create the resistance to that effect. For it is through the push-pull of the third dimension that we grow, but eventually we unify, we move through the rainbow bridge into the fifth dimension where we found wholeness, and from this wholeness perspective we are able to navigate within the one, within the universe of the creator. And this is really what is going on. For those who are interested in developing the interdimensional travel and space travel, I've written a book. It will be soon published, but it's already in audiobook, the first 11 chapter. It's called Beyond the Veils of Illusion, I Am. And so if you want to check it out, it's in audiobook in my and so I explain some of the technique of space travel. Before we are allowed to discover the universe, first we have to discover, in essence, the respect of our planet. We have to clean our planet before we are given more planets to go on to. We have to realize there is an inner kingdom, the inner Earth kingdom, and then there is the elemental, the magic kingdoms. All of those we have to reconcile to make peace with ourselves, to make peace with the planet, to make peace with God. And that is essential for make peace with all the forms of self that we can imagine. It is from within this sense of peace that we'll be able to grow. Most of the science we use, technology in a sense can be really good. It can increase the quality of life, but certain technology can also be used against men. So we have to use discrimination and a sense of ethic, responsibility when we develop new technologies. We're moving from electromagnetic to quantum to photonic. Electromagnetic, everything is electromagnetic. I don't know if that's recognized in the science world, but we live in a magnetic universe and everything is held in frequency. It's like dematerialized and rematerialized, but at a speed that is hardly beyond human conception. So it looks stable, but in truth it's just electrons that are vibrating. And so what we need to do is because most of the science we have that we use right now is mainly Newton and Leibniz, the two philosophers, 17th century. Of course, there's Bohr, Planck, Einstein, that brought a lot of reflection in the science world. But in many sense, a lot of it will be transcended once we understand anti-gravity. Anti-gravity is like having two magnets. We are like stuck to the Earth like a magnet. But if we knew how to reverse the gravity, which is possible, it's part of the spirit understanding. We know that spirit possesses this anti-gravity process. This is how the universe can exist. And in that sense, once we turn off the magnet, we would be like, the magnets are pushing each other apart. So it would be about a control. It wouldn't be if we create a technology, anti-gravity platform, it wouldn't be like just turning it off and being ejected from the Earth. It would be about creating a controlled gravity release, which will allow to have, of course, the tire industry would not probably like that, because we would create floating cars that would be floating 50 centimeters above the ground, and then we could have silent airplanes that travel through the Earth. When it comes to space, it is more delicate. Before we can move safely into space, we have to control electromagnetic field where we can recreate a living environment that will be capable of sustaining comfortably ourselves and our living cells. For right now, we are sending the physical body, but there is no gravitational energy that protects the physical body, so all the cosmonauts are being bombarded with electromagnetic energies, cosmic energies, all kinds of particles and radiation from space, because we're no longer protected from the energy field of the Earth. So we do have to learn to do that, and once before we can move into like comfortable orbital technologies, and then from there we'll have to develop propulsion system that allows us to move from planet to planet, from star to star, from galaxies to galaxies eventually. But before we do that, we have to understand who we are. We are that which is the universe, and from there we will develop a higher sense of understanding in relationship to time, space, matter, energy, and all of those things. Right now, there is two inventions. So this is one invention I thought would be interesting to this anti-gravity platform. But there is another technology that could be quite useful, I think, at this time, that I'm going to be working on. Is would be a quantum batteries that will be able to be generating energies without ever being depleted, so it would solve a great deal of problem in the world of energy. Although that this will it will create a transformation within society, or every time there is new technologies that are coming in, it creates transformation within technology. So we'll see in due times. Necessity has always been the mother of invention. So, but right now there is a great deal that we can feel the need to explore, to like in all the science fiction will give you an idea of where we're going, you know, and a lot of those things will be realizable rather shortly. But we need to come into consciousness of that. Of the higher planes, for it is much more comfortable to travel in the universe once we move into a higher frequency of ourselves. I'm going to sing a song that's a song about space travel. Behind me it's called The Gold Ring. It was inspired by it was a series of videos that was astrological, an initiation process, quite interesting. So here we have this person that looks at this gold ring. The gold ring is like an ethereal understanding of circular, and then there's a point of light that circulates within the gold ring, and so it kind of closes the process of life because we're going to need to fuse into life to understand light, and then because from electromagnetic we're going to move into quantum field, but then after that we'll move into photonic. Once we move into the fifth dimension, we'll use photonic technology, how to use crystals to canalize energies, how to transform 0-point reactors that will have all kinds of application in transmuting the energies of light into physical matter, or ethereal matter for that matter. And so and then there is like supreme, ultimate, absolute. There is this great being, it's like archangelic entities with this great sun that's above it, and there's this golden rain. So this song that I'm going to sing is a song about space travel in memory of one of the most galactic of all the artists of the 20th century. It's David Bowie, and it's done a lot to open the mind of people to the possibility of life beyond the Earth, and there is something in this song that's very particular. Is that every cosmonaut, people that have been sent outside of the Earth's orbits, will have, when they look at the Earth, they have a different perspective of reality. Reality is being changed. There is a DNA, something that happens within the DNA, and we can actually do that if we can liberate ourselves from our physical body, project our consciousness to the orbit, and open our third eye there and look at the Earth. This will create the same perspective. We will see the Earth in a different way, and you can always recall that vision, always send love and light to the Earth as a whole from there. For it is our mother, but it is also our responsibility to love the Earth, and being able to project ourselves from beyond this physical material plane, to elevate yourself and to visualize the Earth, and to breathe, and to send love and light to the Earth. So always very helpful. She loves that. So the song goes like this. Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. Ground control to Major Tom. Commencing countdown, engines on. Check ignition and may God loves be with you. This is ground control to Major Tom. You've really made the grade, and the papers want to know whose shirts you wear. Now it's time to leave the capsule if you dare. This is Major Tom to ground control. I'm stepping through the door, and I'm floating in a most peculiar way. And the stars look very different today. For here am I sitting in a tin can, far above the world, Planet Earth is blue and there's nothing I can do. Though I'm past 100,000 miles, I'm feeling very still. And I think my spaceship knows which way to go. Tell my wife I love her very much, she knows. For here am I sitting in a tin can, far above the world. Planet Earth is blue and there's nothing I can do. Ground control to Major Tom. Your circuit's dead, there's something wrong. Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you? Here am I floating around my tin can, far above the moon. Planet Earth is blue and there's nothing I can do. Well, thank you very much. Yes, Planet Earth is blue and there is nothing we can do. So let us rejoice in this day. I hope you find this you had a good time. You find this video interesting. I wish you a wonderful day and I'll talk to you later. Namaste. Thank you.